Hello, 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 everybody. So sometimes when I forget to do the pop out chat, I just go do it in the minute countdown that we have. But like the brain fog is so mighty today that I literally went to like four different places, none of which were my channel. I'm like,
That's where you're gonna find the
I got it
pop-out
though.
chat.
I got the pop up chat. I also remember I need to go to my Twitch because we're dual streaming now
Yeah,
on
we're dual
Twitch and
streaming.
YouTube, and I have to be able to moderate both. So
If you dual stream, if we ever have like a 1v1 sort of competition, it can be a dual stream.
it can be the free for all dual stream.
Yeah.
Hello, hello everyone.
I'll wave to you all with each finger individually. But no thumb. Thumb is he's not part of this. I hate how my hand looks. That's an alien hand. Sorry.
So how was everybody's weekend? As we can see, she's not entirely. Our patron saint is not entirely pleased with the current position and shape of her throne because I
She's
have
like
my legs crisscrossed, and she's like, "This is not the vibes, mother."
she has agreed to be completely perpendicular to the camera. She's like, I will
Like if
not
it
look at
wasn't for
chat.
the white,
Yeah, she
if
would
it wasn't
just
for the
be.
white parts of her fur, she would just be blending in. It's like cat.
But
What
yeah,
cat? There's no cat.
um, my weekend was good. Saturday. What was Saturday? What did I do Saturday? Oh, my parents had a little like
Would you sit
get together on
down?
Saturday, and then Sunday was like the first time in forever where I had a day off where I didn't have plans. So after like not
Hmm.
knowing what to do for a while, I just like hung out around the house, did some laundry, started watching a new D&D campaign, and yeah, so that was pretty sick.
Are you
I
waiting this
did
whole time for
absolutely
me to do
nothing.
that?
Love it.
Stayed home and ate a whole
We
lot of food.
As you do.
we took the kids to the Home Depot thing because like the first Saturday of every month, Home Depot has these like they're these kits so the kids can build like little projects. Like the holes and stuff are
Nice.
mostly pre-drilled, so like they know where to start and everything. And they made stands for little flower pots, and then they each got either a basil or a lettuce seed.
Ooh.
So, and our youngest was like finished with her painting before the other two were. And then she kept like harassing me about soil and the cost of soil and when we might be able to buy the soil or if she herself needed to buy the soil. So I handed her off to her father, who then just took her to the gardening section so they could buy soil
She's like
while the
drawing
boys finished
blueprints. She's
their
like, all right,
painting.
what's the square footage we're working with here?
She's like, I need to know where. And I'm like, you deal with your daughter. And he was just like, okay. And then but like, yeah, he was just like, I'm just taking you to the soil. And then he's like, we're going to the soil. And I'm like, okay.
I think
So
my next weekend is gonna have some planting in it. I need to get some planting done.
I think we're gonna set the plants up this weekend. And also my husband was like, "Hey hun," and I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Could you go get an extra?" And I'm like, "Why do we need an extra?" And he's like, "I want a basil plant." And I was like, "Okay." And so we have an extra kit that he gets to put together
Nice.
that will be for our basil plant, I guess.
I've got a whole bunch of herbs in the nursery, which is my parents' house,
Ooh.
waiting for me to take them. But according to my mother, you're not supposed to like really plant into pots to stay outside until after Mother's Day. I don't know, but that sounds good to me. So after Mother's Day, I'm going to bring them over to my house and do a whole bunch of planting. Get all my herbs situated.
After we did that, I like dropped things off at my mom's house and my aunt's house, and then Chris and I watched the new Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh, you
Will
finally
not
saw it.
say any spoilers other than it is phenomenal. It's like my
It's a lot of
favorite
fun.
movie of the year, hands down so far. So,
Yeah.
and I love that like the center relationship is a platonic friendship.
Yes.
So it's so great. Like I kind of already knew they were like gonna be platonic besties just because I saw this meme on Twitter that was like one of my favorite dynamics is like platonic besties who have one brain cell between them. And somebody had those two as a screenshot, and I was like, tracks, but curious. So
It's a really fun movie for anyone that hasn't seen it yet.
yeah, I highly recommend it whether or not you know anything about D&D, because if you
Mhm.
don't know anything about D&D, you don't need to know anything about D&D.
No.
And if you know things about D&D, then like so many fun Easter eggs.
Yeah, it just
There was Chris and I had this weird shared experience where like we saw one of the creatures on screen and my husband was like, "Is that X creature?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, that's definitely X creature." And then I was like, "How do I know what that looks like?" And he's like, "I don't know. How do we know? We've never dealt with them in a campaign before." And then I looked it up and I'm like, "No, that's what that is." And so we were just sitting there like, "How do we have this information?"
yeah. Just remembered it flicking through the monster manual.
Apparently.
Psychic.
Oh, yes. Hello. Went on a date and saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Very, very
Ooh,
good.
nice.
Definitely worth it to see in theaters. I will like give anybody. I haven't seen it yet, but I know that it focuses on Rocket's backstory.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who don't know Rocket's backstory, very heavy animal stuff. So I just want people to be forewarned because I have a friend who went and saw it and had no idea that it was going to feature that. So, and then suddenly I cleaned out. Sunday, not suddenly.
Greenhouse. And suddenly, I was cleaning my greenhouse.
Just like transported from Guardians of the Galaxy to the
To
greenhouse.
Garden of the Galaxy.
Planting time depends on what
Yeah.
planting zone you're in. After Mother's Day sounds right for most of Ohio, though.
There you go.
Okay. When should I plant the basil and lettuce for Tennessee, RP? Do you know? I'm an hour-ish north of Nashville, if that helps.
I wouldn't think
Hi,
we're going to be
Janet.
too far apart in terms of planting.
It depends, because like you are 2 states north of me.
It's pretty much just Kentucky because I'm in southern Ohio and you're northern Tennessee,
Oh,
right?
that's fair. Yeah.
So it's pretty much just Kentucky in between
When
us.
does your winter end?
What do you mean by winter? As in like?
Like when did it stop being cold?
Well, I mean like literally last week it was in the like high
Like on
30s,
average.
but on
Yeah,
average,
okay.
by like early April we're pretty much done. We just got a weird little last gasp in
Okay.
late April
We
this year.
haven't been in the 30s for like a month or two at
Yeah.
least.
Before that,
like
we hadn't been since like
March.
early April.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
February.
surprised if you're like a week or two ahead of us in terms of planting schedule.
Well,
if I had to
like,
guess.
yeah. I'm not saying that like it would be drastically different.
Yeah.
I would
I think
just say
you're
a
vaguely
month
ahead.
at most.
Yeah.
But my brain just died. But yeah, like us in Georgia, like and Georgia's just like we touch Georgia, and I know that
Sure.
the Georgia weather sometimes is like they get summer a little easier. What?
Yeah.
Well, go talk to Daddy. I am on a stream, therefore Daddy is in charge of helping children. Everyone always laughs at the rabbit, and then you see what Rocket went through, and is this why? That's fair. Google what planting zone you're in. Mountains mess stuff up. That's very fair. Okay.
Because yeah, I'm completely like more or less guessing. Isn't the whole idea that like you want to be planted at a time when like you don't have to worry about a frost happening overnight? So you want to basically be late enough into the year to where you're pretty much in the clear of your plants freezing at night.
Yeah, there's also.
I would imagine that's kind of the thought process.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's a little more to it too, like your rain season and stuff, because that's why like.
Oh, I mean, I'll be watering all my plants. Like my plants are going to be under a roof. So.
I mean, so just like in general, Bartholomew, if you're planting inside, the outside doesn't actually matter.
Well, it's on a balcony, so like the weather, like the temperature matters, but like they're not going to get precipitation.
Oh. You could just make your own little.
Yeah, little garden box. But
I don't actually know if that would work.
But I'm on the second story, and I have downstairs neighbors, and I would sure hate to crush them with a flower pot.
Okay, most of it is the frost dates. Cool. I know, like, Chris and I were talking about GMO, like food, because like organic things, because I want to make this fresco de cacao, and so I need cacao seeds, and the recipe that I was gonna follow, the lady's like she uses these organic ones, and Chris and I like the Publix brand, and Chris is like, well, they probably have a non-organic thing, and we were talking about I was like, okay, like just so you know, the price I had seen was for the organic one. He's like, yeah, but he's like, you know, organic is a scam, right? And I'm like, yes, I am aware. I grew up in a farming state, sir. I am very aware that like most organic vegetables and stuff is just propaganda and actually hurts the farming community a lot. So unless it like, see, the Amish, at least the ones around here, don't use the phrase organic. They're just like Amish veggies, and you're like, those Amish veggies. They have some sort of secret deal with a. I don't want to say demon because I feel that's like disrespectful considering their religion, but they have some sort of deal with some entity.
They and the soil are like this.
Strawberries ever.
They're just buddies with the soil.
They have a deal with a dirt god. Also, it depends on what you plant too. Like lettuce and broccoli can go in ground before the last frost dates because they like when it gets cold. Whereas plants like carrots and tomatoes have to wait for several weeks after the frost goes in. I know strawberries get planted really early here, and then like most of the time that's fine, but then because it's Tennessee, every now and then we'll get a frost at random in the middle of April or May, and then the farm, and then like everybody's like number one question is, did the strawberries survive?
Are the strawberries okay?
So, because sometimes they survive that frost, and other times, alas, the poor strawberries. We can start doing intros as soon as I get to my thingamathinger.
Yeah, I remember there was one time, like, I want to say 10 years ago, but my perception of time isn't the best, so it could have been longer or shorter. But, like, we were having, like, a normal spring, early summer type thing, and then it randomly snowed in the middle of May, and I was just like, I'm going to burn everything to the ground, because this is awful to get snow in May. It's awful to get snow any time of the year, but in May, that's just not right.
We had such really nice spring weather in April one year. It was like gorgeous spring weather. And then we were like planning an Easter egg hunt, right? It snowed. Just fucking out of nowhere, just snowed that Saturday. And then it was fine again Sunday. And like my family gets together for Easter on Saturday. And we were like, why, winter? Why did you stop by?
I hate winter so much.
Like, RP says organic means that everything you put onto the plant. Yeah, it just means no like artificial pesticides, which the way that pesticides are regulated, it's like I'm not paying your prices, man. I'm just not. Except for maybe bananas, and that's only if like the regular bananas are green because it's only 10 cents more a pound. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. I love Toledo when that happened. It was I lived in Toledo when that happened.
Misery.
All right, intros. Raph, you get your
My name is Raphael. I go by writer needs sleep because I'm constantly writing and I always need sleep.
Matt can relate to the last part.
Yeah, not the always writing part, but definitely the always needing sleep part. And I am Matt Hollon. I'm a dark fantasy author. I'm working on my debut dark fantasy novel. I do have a short story, however, called The White Harvester. It's a pirate dark fantasy short story, and it is available for purchase in Sasha Black's The Rebel Diaries anthology, alongside 12 other fantastic short stories. It's available on Amazon and all those other book purchasing websites. We've got some links hanging out in my Linktree where you can find it. And then if you want to follow me and see more of me, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And then, of course, you can find me here like twice a month. And yeah, that's everything I got.
Hi, and I'm Writing Mom Samantha L. Nassett. This is my channel where I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. On Mondays, I host live streams like this, where we're social and we try to get work done. We have a lot of fun. I also co-organize the Storytellers Hearth and our weekend relay, which host applications are open until Friday. So if you want to apply to be a host, go do so. You can find it via the link tree in the description. I'm actually looking at the wrong list, the bullet point list thing, so I'm trying to go off of memory. If you would like to read samples of my writing, go to my website, SamanthaLNassett.com, where I have 2 short fictions, a spooky flash fiction and a murderous villain short story. While you're there, if you would like to keep up to date with all things Sam, you can sign up to my newsletter. I also now run a Discord group, which is a writing community is a community of writers that I'm trying to, cultivate and build up. Then we have a good time. We are starting our first official critique group today. I actually have to go assign the groups and stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. We do a lot of watch parties. So that's also fun.
And we have some that we don't remember.
Shh, man, it was a watch party of 2, and we both it's fine. We rescheduled it. If you would like to join our writing community, you can go to my dollar tier at coffeecoffeecofi.com.
Give Sam money.
Give Sam money.
And yeah, so what's everybody working on?
No clue. Let's look at my to-do list and figure out what I need to do.
Kelly said the Amish have some sort of deal growing with an earth deity. I mean, have you seen the ducks they sell? I got one for Yule, and it was humongous. I didn't realize they sell. I gotta see if the ones around here sell duck. Organic also deals with fertilizers too, pesticides, fertilizers, harvest method, planting method. Organic means natural and sustainable, so if you grow no-till, you're at least partially organic/sustainable. Need oil is an organic pesticide, and feather meal is an organic fertilizer. Also, pesticides have had a lot of regulation passed in the last 10-ish years. They're regulated pretty well now. Yes.
What?
Good to know.
Sorry, my cat is just staring at me over my laptop, and I just saw her.
Glaring, just.
Well, it's she's in a weird position because she's like this, and I'm but she's just staring at me like this, and I'm like, "What do you want, Goblin?" Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think I might do some D&D prep. for my next session whenever I get to have that.
Yeah. Y'all can still talk.
I didn't know what. Yeah, no, it's been really hard getting to have a session because I'm DMing for a really large group, and so especially around summertime, schedules are absurd to work around.
Huh?
DMing for a group of
I didn't
7.
call.
Sounds like fun.
It is a really good time, but yeah. By the time we play again, it'll have been a month between sessions, and I'm like, y'all, this wasn't meant to be a multi-year campaign, but when we never play, that'll kind of make it happen.
It's like you gotta put the playtime in to get through the campaign.
Yep.
I'm
And
makes
no,
trying to
sorry,
do
the school was sending out they send out automated messages sometimes, and sometimes there's like announcements, but then other times, like today, it's like, make sure you check your email and text message because we sent you a thing for the transportation department and we really need it answered. And I'm like, you interrupt my stream for this?
You
But
dare.
yes, it's fine.
I will most likely be working on the Greek fantasy story that I've been trying to work on for I don't know how long.
Nice.
I have many little things to do. So at least for the first sprint, I'm probably going to be listening to an audiobook because I'm participating in May Chaos Reign. And one of the main prompts is to like read a book with C in the title or on the cover. So I'm reading The Starless Sea. And for a book that I picked solely because it had C in the title. And I was like, well, I had my perimeters. I was like, I want an adult romance. I would like C in the title. An audiobook that is available now were my filters. And it's like so good. Mildly trippy because it deals with like weird time things, but I'm like, it's fine. I'm pretty sure I'm following all of it. It's like, this is a very fun book for me to read when I have a lot of brain fog and migraine, because it's like there's like a story within a story, and some chapters are like the characters reading chapters from other books or reading little stories, but like all of the stories are true. So then you're like trying to figure out a timeline, and there's like this library thing where everything is like timeless and like they can time travel, and I'm sitting here going, trying to, also there's reincarnation involved, and I'm like, wait, so
Yeah.
did she reincarnate as the daughter while she's still alive? And then I'm like, oh my god. But I'm really enjoying it. I love the main character Zachary and his boo, but I'm like, there's not nearly enough of these two being cutesy romantic for this romance book for me. I don't care if it's a crossover with fantasy. And I'm like, how far? I'm almost 13 hours in now, but it's a 19-hour book. So I got 5.5 more hours to go. And I like added up the time for all the books I want to try to read for May Chaos Reign. And I need to read at least 3 hours a day to be able to finish everything in May. So, but we all know I'm an overachiever, so I try to read more than that
6
3 hours a day.
It is.
Right? But I'm only an hour in for my thing today, so I gotta get through it. But I'll probably be passively listening to that while I get some stuff in the server done, like assign groups, because I can multitask like that.
Woohoo!
Finally, the horticulture degree is coming in clutch.
We knew you had it in you. We knew you could provide.
Hey guys, a little late since I'm grocery shopping. Gonna catch up when I get home. No problem. You can like put us on 1.5 or 2 times speed during the sprint. Catch up real fast that way.
We'll talk really slow. That way it sounds normal to you.
No lie, some people already do sound normal when you put them at 1.5. Like when I'm listening to an audiobook, I just go up like 0.1 and like so they still sound normal because like a lot of the narrators try to read at a cadence that's like that they still enunciate well.
Mhm.
But every now and then you'll find that gem of a narrator who enunciates and talks at a cadence that's like perfect. But then it's like I can't speed you up. So now this 8-hour book is actually going to be
Now it's actually 8 hours.
What have you done to me?
Yeah.
So downsides. First sprint, I am ordering new seeds and doing stuff for the greenhouse. That's fair. This is Greenhouse Monday.
Oh yeah, well, that was one of the things I did on Sunday. Was I listened to like 4 or 5 chapters of the Raven Boy. I know that's not the name of this book, but you know what I'm talking about.
I know.
I'm on like
so
chapter
how
15,
far are you
16,
now?
something like that. I can look at a percentage. Or not percentage, but I can see like.
Are you reading an ebook, listening to an audiobook? How are you?
Audiobook.
Okay. Just tell me like what hours you're in.
Yeah. I've got 8 hours and 15 minutes left.
You're caught up almost. I have 8 hours and 1 minute left.
Yeah.
I can start reading again soon.
Yeah, no, I just was like, you know what? I've got a day. I'm going to power through some.
For those who don't know, Matt and I buddy read The Raven Boys. We're on book 4.
And
but
I have been slow for book 4.
Matt switched vocations, so he no longer drives a lot for his job. Therefore, his audiobook consumption has greatly decreased.
It was so funny. Those first 3 books, powered through them. I think I was ahead of you for like most of it.
You were, because
and then we got to this one and I went.
Library card. Yeah, so I patiently await him to catch up, and then I'll like consume another like 6-7 hours and then wait again.
And then I spend 3 weeks to consume 6 or 7 hours.
It's fine. I have a lot of other books I need to get through. That'll be my reward. Get ahead of me. Oh, but also is like, what's her name? Our villainous lady, isn't she like amazing? Pearl?
Piper.
Piper, yes,
we love Piper.
Fucking Piper's amazing. She's one of my new favorites. Also, is our romance between... I'm blocking on everyone's name. Our poor mechanic and our bad boy.
Yes.
Not the most
so
adorable
cute.
slow burn. I love them.
Oh, yeah. Like I said from the beginning, I love so many of the characters in this story.
The romance between our like Richie Rich and Blue. I'm like, I can do without.
Richie Rich, though,
I love him. I love them as characters. It's just.
But yeah, their romance is, take it or leave it.
It's too drama for me.
It's so much drama, and I'm just like, you guys are not a good match for each other. I'm sorry. I know you're telling me that you guys like each other, but...
I know you're saying that like you're destined to be together, and this is giving you a lot of angst, and normally I would be here for it, but I'm just not. She has so much chemistry with all the other boys.
Mm-hmm. Well,
even our bad boy, whom is just gay, so should not actually have chemistry with her. But like even they have better chemistry.
Well, so, I enjoyed their chemistry when they were friends.
Yeah.
And then they were like romantically involved, and it's just like, oh, you guys are so much worse together now.
I really just think they're horny, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like you can be horny for each other. Just admit that that's what it is.
Because you two don't like each other that way.
They really don't. They get together like water and oil. I
Yeah.
especially think that like since they've got romantic, she's gotten even more sensitive to like their class differences.
Mhm.
That's much up. Yep.
Yeah, it's.
Yes.
I really like the series, but yeah, their romance is just like you
So
two
cute.
are. You two were great friends.
We're here for all the other parts of it.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna go into our first sprint. I was about to accidentally click the intro timer instead of put my banners up. How confused would everybody have been if I'm like, we're gonna sprint, and then it just gets to the outro?
We're gonna sprint without you.
So you know what? I'm tired of being here. Aw, man. April 1st is April 1st of next year. I want to look if it's on a Monday.
Yeah.
None of you. It is on a Monday. None of you will
Oh.
remember this conversation. It's fine.
I'll clear my calendar for that Monday.
Yes, good. All right. Would anybody like to count us down?
Okay.
Cool.
3, 2, 1, go.
You startled the fuck out of me. I was like, no, I should have more seconds left.
Who, me?
Assuming you're the one who unmuted early, then yes, you. I have to take my earbud out because that sounds weird. Guess I'll start your reading timer. So how did everybody do that sprint?
I almost made a full NPC.
Nice.
I actually had dinner, finally.
Good. Important.
Nice. I did some small things. I got some of my book listened to, but not as much as I wanted because my internet daughter was sending me Snapchats and my other daughter needed help with her Duolingo. So, excuse me. I did also just realize that I did not post today's stream to Instagram, so I might be doing that right now.
Ah. That is important.
Shh, nobody tell Fox.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Nope, same.
Yeah, I don't tell Fox anything really. Not a single thing.
Raph, what's your Instagram? Do you have an Instagram?
I do have an Instagram. I have
Oh,
a few.
there it is. Well, I'm tagging Raphael Writes because that's the one that popped up.
Okay.
This mirror's over there. It's facing another wet bread is melts faster than dry bread.
This NPC that I had to make for these upcoming sessions is a druid, and this is my first time doing a character sheet for a druid. They be tricky. They be tricky.
There, I has posted.
These are other bags in the fridge and freezer, but they don't have any mold yet, which means this one has much more time to look at. So that's a fresh crunch on his face and jumped off the table. I guess he didn't.
Sorry, my child reads out loud to herself when she does her reading, and I didn't process that's what was going on, so I thought she was talking to me, and I was like, yes, child, I haven't heard anything you've said, and then I realized what I was doing, and I'm like, oh,
What are these?
never mind. Okay. So Bella's weekend was good. Her cousin's getting married, so they went shopping. They went dress shopping in her living room. I will be working on my novel, starting the second sprint, caught up with 6 minutes to spare.
Nice.
Awesome. They, in my book, are now currently trying to explain the concepts of the mystery is being pieced together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, good, yes, now I get to figure out if I'm right. And I really enjoy how one of the characters is basically yeah, they tried to do this thing and didn't think about how it would affect literally anything else. And I'm like, call them out. Call them out.
Call them out.
Especially since a lot of times when you read a book and people have convoluted plans and stuff, and then shit gets fucked out. I'll see readers and stuff be like, but this doesn't make any sense. Why would they do this? And I like how this book is just because they didn't think about it.
Yeah.
They were just dumb. It's fine.
I honestly completely respect that when they're just look, these characters are humans. They fuck up sometimes.
Yeah.
Presumably most of them are humans. I'm not convinced that all of them are. In this specific book anyway.
Yeah, I always hate that when people say that as a plot hole. It's just well, if they had just done this, they would have whatever. It's just well, they didn't think of it. There's kind of a lot going on.
It's they just didn't think about it. It's fine. It's fine.
It's plot development.
Yeah, sorry they didn't have the best plan. Not every plan is a great one.
was furry and she had
I saw a
Some
recipe on TikTok for like, I believe it was a dragon fruit mead. That was really good.
These ones at me.
And
maybe
now I
you
want
should
to.
make.
I was gonna say, like, now I want to learn how to make mead. I definitely don't have the time or resources to make alcohol. But like the guys using like tubing and stuff, which I'm sure I can find tubing at like Home Depot or whatever. But I'm not crafty like that.
This is highly unfortunate. Kelly
But
got
I
started on the introduction of a report on a mead manual from 1669. Nice.
like I can
Well,
buy mead.
I was about to say, well, Matt, there's a mead. There's a honey store in Gatlinburg where, as long as we get there before an hour till closing, like Chris and I did the one time, we can taste the mead.
I do like mead.
They had a really good apple cider mead that I was like we wanted to buy a mead, but because it was like an hour till closing, they're like our bartender like just went home.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fair. So we were like looking at the meads they had on the shelf, and we were like apple cider, and like an apple cider or apple spice, and we're like, one can like that seems like the safe flavor for our palates. So that's the one we got. It was so worth it. Kelly said mead is easy. All you need for mead is 1 gallon fermenter on airlock honey and water.
Where does one find an airlock? What is that? I can imply what it does, but
Hold on. Fermenter airlock, Ohio. You can get one for like $11, $12 on Amazon.
not bad. That's not bad.
For a set of 5, it looks. You can also get one with a jug for $15.
A jug is important.
Yes, so sir, there is a way if there is
there's
a will.
certainly a way.
But if there's no will, I can't help you.
It's not that there's no will, it's just that the will doesn't match up with the way. If the way was just like, hey, walk downstairs, I'd be like, okay. The will matches the way. If the way is like buy things and put in minutes of effort, come on.
That's why I don't do DIY crafts.
Yeah.
Y'all are like, why make self when can purchase from professionals?
And because also, like, I like mead. I don't love mead. Like, it's not one of those things where I'm like, oh, I'd have mead every night if I... No, I wouldn't.
This is the way.
I would have mead, like... I would go from having it a couple times a year to a couple times a month.
Look, I'm just saying, you know me. I'm too Virgo and too much of a problem solver for if you're like, well, I can't do it because of ABC. And I'm like, oh, well, I can help with that. Versus I don't want to do it. And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
These are 2 different things.
Different things.
My child is reading the dialogue like in character, so she said like really like very loud and surprised, and I was like, really, what? Why are you looking at me like that? I look over and she just goes
side-eye him.
Bombastic side-eye.
Oh, you're reading Zoe and the Sassafras? Or Zoe and Sassafras? Zoe and Sass. Don't show them the library sticker. But yeah, Zoe and Sassafras is a book series about this girl who her name is Zoe, her cat is Sassafras, and from what I've gathered, she goes on like adventures to do science experiments on mythological creatures. Like not questionable science experiments, just like making a mold of their footprint and stuff like that. Like, I realize how it sounds, but I promise it's not that dark.
It's wholesome. I swear.
It's wholesome. I promise you. It's like, it's not even middle grade. It's like your first chapter books. Kelly makes her own mead because she can get exactly the flavors I want, like my vanilla cherry mead. That sounds interesting. Sorry, everything that moves, everything that looks in my general direction today, I'm just like, what? Like I'm a dog in a squirrel factory.
Loving the implication of where squirrels come from.
Thank you. I more meant it like a factory where squirrels work. I don't know what they do in said factory.
They like.
But I'm thinking like Chip and Dale. Even though they're chipmunks, not
I was gonna
squirrels.
say they're chipmunks.
But it's fine. It's fine.
I feel like they would be working in like nut production, right? Like packaging and whatnot of nuts.
Yeah, I guess wild animal researcher science experiments would be accurate. Thank you. But yeah, she the main series that my daughter started reading at the library is Mermaid Tales, but there's like a couple little girls, I assume, or little boys, I don't know. There's a couple children who are like always slightly ahead of her in the series. So like every time we go, one or two of the next books are checked out and she has to put a hold on them. So we looked up a second series that she could also start reading, and that's Zoe and Sassafras. So but now somebody else is also reading Zoe and Sassafras because like she needed book 2 and 3 and somebody had checked out book 3. And for the mermaid one, she needed book 10, but somebody had checked out book 10. And I'm just like, why? Why is it always this way? And then my oldest has just had this Fox Spooky Stories book checked out for almost 2 months. Like he just keeps renewing it. There's like a 3 renewal limit, but what the librarians will do is as long as there's not anybody waiting on that book, they'll just like reset it.
Mm-hmm.
But he has such a small attention span some days that he'll like read a page and he's like, that's good. I read a page. I got a page read today. And I'm like, this is a 300 something page book, child. It's gonna take you a year to finish it. So well, he's halfway through it, but he's really enjoying the book. He actually has asked for the book for like his birthday or something now, and I'm like, yeah, because you'll still be reading it by your birthday. But I appreciate his go-getter attitude that even a page is good progress. And I'm like, but child, you can't, because it doesn't, like, to be clear, I'm not judging his reading speed because he does not take 20 minutes to read one page.
Mm-hmm.
He reads the page fairly quickly, but then like he gets distracted or he'll distract himself. And
I'm the same way.
This is especially the time when he likes to tell me about like his My Singing Monsters progress, which is a game that we both play. So it's like he'll start his reading time, he'll read his page, maybe a page and a half, and then he'll be like, so mom, you know that there's like a seasonal event, which he's already told me about 5 times, on Bone Island. And I'm like, yes, do your reading. And then he goes, So but I'm glad he at least likes reading enough that he does want to read the book. Like he's not being forced to. He's just easily distracted.
Yeah.
I help you.
These days I have such a hard time staying focused on reading. That's why audiobooks are very helpful.
I was about to be like, are you his future, Matt?
Maybe. Maybe.
My poor library keeps going, your Raven Boys book 4 needs to like be renewed soon. And I'm like, I know. And then it's like, you have picked up this book this many times. And I'm like, I know.
You're like, hey, you don't need to remind me of that.
It's like you haven't even opened Opal, and I'm like, I'm also aware.
I am aware.
It's like there's nobody waiting on these books. Leave me alone. She's so regal while I'm petting her.
On Saturday, I was hanging out with, my family. We were at my parents' house, and my nephews were there. And the older one, he's 3. It's so funny when he's with the cat, because he's like really good at understanding. Like you go gentle, and he will just do the lightest, softest little cat stuff. But then also he'll go, the cat wants a hug, and we're like, no, she doesn't want a hug actually. But she's such a good cat because she'll just kind of look at us, just like, I put up with this thing for you guys.
This is for you. I don't. This thing though, I could live without, but I
could
love
live
all
without
of
this
you.
thing, but you guys seem to like it, so I'll tolerate it.
Suppose I'll let it do the things. So, has anybody else been reading anything lately? Or I know it's like the end of semester for all of our schoolgoers.
I am trying to finish the Song of Achilles, Circe, and then the Iliad.
Nice.
So, are you reading all 3 of them at once, or is this just like you're reading
At once?
Oh, okay. I interpreted that correctly. How are those going?
Poorly. I restarted the Song of Achilles because I stopped reading it for a long time, so I wanted to restart it to know what was going on, to remember. I started reading Circe, and that's actually not bad. It's actually really interesting. It adds a little difference to the myths of the other nymphs that got turned into monsters, so that's a little bit difference and why she was banished. And in the Iliad, that is a lot.
I've read the Iliad. Yes, it's
I haven't read it since high school, but yeah, it's
I have. It's the Odyssey and the Iliad on one book.
Ooh,
cool.
That's pretty. I thought you were pulling up a Bible. I was like, you're also reading the Bible?
I do not read the Bible.
RP hasn't had time to read in a while. Read to your plants.
I'll make up the fact that it helps them grow.
RP's getting a degree in horticulture, Matt.
Yeah, but I can lie.
I'm just saying he will know. Just read All Systems Read Murderbot novella. Ooh.
Well, if you're reading to them, you're breathing carbon dioxide on them, and I know enough about plants to know that they like that. So I think it would be great.
Just sing to them. It's good.
Yeah, sing to them. Read to them. Perform slam poetry to them.
I don't have the patience to read anything over 250 pages lately.
Honestly.
That is fair.
No, I used to try the read multiple books at once thing. I could never pull it off because I ended up every time I would try to read like 3 books at once, and then I would have such a clear favorite that if I was ever reading one of the other 2, I'm like, wow, sure wish I wasn't doing this and was reading one of the others instead. Where it's like, I have a hard enough time reading. I don't need to give them competition with each other.
I feel that with some of the webtoons, because as you know, I keep up with I don't know, somewhere between 100, 200 webtoons at a time. And so because of, I don't have this problem on the Manta app, because the Manta app has just a section for your saved comics, and it'll tell you how many chapters you haven't read. So that's really easy to fit, go through and cherry pick my favorites. But on Webtoon, because of the way that their stuff is, I have to go in order to make sure I don't miss any. And so sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, it's the day that these 4 update, and I'm looking at the ones in between them, and I'm like, I really enjoy that story, but you're not that one. And so it's like,
Yeah. I've come to that point with like TV shows. I have a hard time watching more than TV. I don't mean literally at the same time. I mean like
yeah.
having like more than one show that I'm watching at a time.
Mm.
Because now that like pretty much nothing I watch is ever like oh, tune in every week to catch the new episode. It's just like everything's just streaming, and
So
I
you can
can't
just like binge
like
it at your leisure.
yeah, and it's just like there's nothing where I'm like, oh, I'm feeling this today. I'm feeling this today. It's like either I'm feeling TV and I'm going to watch the show I'm watching, or I'm not feeling TV and I'm not going to watch TV.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. The competition thing, I actually do that with my books. I'll put like a spin wheel out, and I'm like, okay, each book gets a slot, and we're gonna roulette this. Who gets it? But then if it's not the book I want, I spin again.
Yeah.
Raphael's like, yes, I'm leaving it up to fate. Fuck you, fate.
And then he goes, oh, fate, thank you so much.
Oh man, it must have been destined.
Man, meant to read this one.
It's like, what?
I'm awful that way.
So how was All Systems read, like your Murderbot novella? Was it good? Did you dislike it? Tell me more.
I like the idea of a Murderbot novella.
So am I. I'm very intrigued. The only thing I'm reading over the summer is about irrigation so I can get a certificate. That's fair. Like, I feel like when you're in school or when you're like working towards a degree, it's a lot harder to like pursue reading pleasure because you have to read so much for school.
That's literally what killed my ability to read for pleasure was getting an English degree. I did so much reading getting my degree that when I wasn't doing schoolwork, I'm like, wow, that's the last thing I want to do.
It's okay. We found the Diamond in the Rough series with the perfect narrator that when we run out of them, I don't know what we're going to do.
Lovely voice. I really don't know if I would love it as much as I do if not for his voice.
That's valid.
Like, his voice, he sounds like a summer day when you were like 6 years old.
That's always specific.
Like,
it is, but he's not wrong.
His voice carries so much warmth and nostalgia.
I need to hear this voice.
It is magical.
Let me see. I don't know how he'll sound over the mic. I also am going to have to turn my reading speed down.
His name's Will Patton, right?
Yeah, Will Patton.
Will Patton. Will Patton, if you're watching this, God bless you.
Okay, let's go down to normal speed.
Felt his breath on his cheek, and he allowed Ronan to study the palm of his hand. Glider was not strictly necessary, and
Could y'all hear him?
I heard him really well.
That is always satisfying to listen to.
I love his
right. He narrates the Raven Boys, and let me tell you, Matt, I think he may have ruined other narrators for Matt, though, is the one downside.
I will say his voice also suits the writing really well.
Yeah, he was the perfect casting for it.
Yeah, because like the writing will sometimes like sort of meander a little bit into these just like longish paragraphs of just kind of talking
Southern.
Yeah,
it's Southern.
And like they'll just kind of meander and kind of talk about nothing for a little bit. And I'm just like, with his voice, like if I was reading that, I'd be like, what are we doing right now?
Always
hearing him talk about it, I'm just like,
meander though.
It kind of reminded me, you know those like the Animal Planet documentaries about the dinosaurs. They had that one guy talking.
David Attenborough.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. And I'm just like, I could just listen to this all day.
He's like a Southern David Attenborough.
Yeah, like Matt and I we're on book 4 of 4 for the main series, and we both highly recommend it. We don't know what we're doing, but we are doing some sort of special thing when we finish this book. So.
Yeah. We're calling Will Patton. We're going to get him on stream. Join Sam's Coffee Ko-Fi. We're going to use the funds to hire Will Patton to come on stream.
I need a lot more people.
Get on it, gang. Give Sam money so that Sam can give Will Patton money.
we will collectively be the worst host because we're just going to be like, what kind of questions can we ask just to make him talk at us?
We just go, Will, can you say iguana? And it goes, iguana. And we're like, yeah.
Did you read this Wikipedia page about iguanas? Hold on. Also, music has been proven to actually help plants grow. It's kind of wouldn't be surprising if reading did that to them, but I also kind of doubt it. So, wait, so like the reading with the carbon dioxide thing makes a little bit of sense, but like, so if you play like a CD or something, it helps the plants grow, because that's
wild.
And fascinating. I'm just having trouble finding books I want to read that fit what I am feeling like right now. So mainly just reading fan fiction for 1 to 3 shows and only specific.
I have such a hard time with fantasy specifically because I've learned because fantasy is the genre I kind of enjoy the most. I also have very like specific tastes with it because like I get so annoyed. I don't know if this is the right word, but like the really high fantasy with and it's like there's just so much. It's all just very dense, and it's like I don't like that. But then I feel like on the flip side with adult fantasy is like you have that really dense stuff, or then you have the flip side, and it's just like I'm a vampire hunter living in Chicago. It's like, well, I don't really want that either.
You don't want contemporary fantasy.
I don't want contemporary, but I don't want an encyclopedia.
Like, yeah, you don't want like super fantasy either.
Mm-hmm. I want that. Yeah, I want that middle ground, which is why I'm writing that middle ground. But also, I wish I could read more of it.
Remind us.
So yeah, if anyone has any adult fantasy recs that aren't contemporary and aren't particularly lore heavy.
The funniest part about this, y'all, is that the Raven voice is YA contemporary fantasy and very lore heavy.
Yeah, it is.
Literally nothing Matt is asking for, which just also goes to show the magic of Will Patton and the Raven voice. Pay him to sing you happy birthday. Oh, do you think he'd be on that? What is that? That like Cameo app where you can pay celebrities and like.
Is he a celebrity?
Social. Well, you can get a lot of social media people on there too, like a lot of YouTubers and stuff. So maybe narrators might do it too. I don't know.
Like actually famous, or if he's just like a guy.
He's just a guy doing.
Like he's just a guy at home right now, being like, I feel like people are talking about me.
Like, oh, my ear's real itchy. Like, what's going on? Oh, the certificate isn't school related.
He's an actor.
He's just getting it on his own because he can, and it's a good thing to have in the industry. Oh, that's awesome. What's he acting, Matt?
He's on the show.
Sorry, we're a little hyper focused.
He's on the show Yellowstone.
I have to watch Yellowstone.
I've only seen a few episodes of, but I guess he's on it.
What's his name?
Will Patton.
All right, give me 1 moment. I'll be right back.
Boyfriend? Yeah, he's been on Yellowstone, a bunch of other stuff I've never heard of.
I repeat, so will music / with music and audio and plants, it's actually the vibrations that go through the air and past the plant. Not sure exactly, but it's something to do with those vibrations. Ooh. Reading to a plant won't have enough carbon dioxide to have impact on the plants, though. Oh, that's fair.
He's in all the new Halloween movies?
Matt's like, I have to watch. Yeah.
I've seen him. So who the hell are you, buddy?
Is he just like background people?
No.
Note to self: add 1 to 10 ranking for low fantasy for the app. Wait, Matt, what? He is looking for adult fantasy recommendations that are like in not hard magic, but not with too soft magic. So like an in between and not super lore heavy.
Yes. Also, yeah, he plays a cop in Halloween. Good for him. Good for him. He's in Armageddon. He's in Remember the Titans. Will Patton, you are famous.
Sir, I know that face.
Yeah, right? I Googled him. I'm like, I know you, dude.
Matt, how did we not know?
Right? Like, why did it take us this long to Google Will Patton?
To be fair, I looked up what other books he's narrated in Libby. So I was like, he's narrated more. This is just he is an actor who just as a side gig
Yeah.
decided to narrate books, and I thank him for this.
My brother has been listening to the audiobooks of all of the Lord of the Rings, and I think The Hobbit was included with it too. But Andy Serkis is the narrator for it.
Uprooted by Naomi Novak. Technically YA, but reads like adult in terms of tropes and themes. Naomi Novak is a really good author. She has a book series that you might enjoy, Matt. I don't know anything about Uprooted. But
Does Naomi Novak?
Yeah, Naomi Novak's the author. LaFay is recommending Uprooted because it reads like adult in terms of tropes and themes. And then I will also recommend the Temimir series, which if you just write Her Majesty's Dragon, that's book 1. And it's basically like, oh, hold on, what time period? It like takes place in France. It's like if one of the wars, instead of airplanes, had dragons.
That's dope as hell.
Her Majesty's Dragon. I'm trying to remember what era in France specifically, but like the brain fogs.
Mm-hmm.
Thrust into the rarefied world of aerial corpses, master of the dragon, Temimir. The Napoleonic Wars. So it's like Napoleon's Wars, but but if they had dragons. Yes. Oh, I like read book 1 and 2, and then I was going to read book 3, but that was around the time that like I got married and was moving to Florida, and so I read mostly Dark Hunters at the time, so I was trying to catch up on that series, which had like over 40 books at the time. And then I had children, and just reading paperbacks was a pain in the butt. But I plan to go back and finish the series, though. So these could be either fantasy or sci-fi. But Dresden Files by Jim Butcher is really good. Also, not sure if it's adult or YA, but the Castle of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas is also very good fantasy.
I remember I started reading Dresden Files. If I'm not mistaken, that's the series that has like 1 trillion books in it. And I was just like, oh, I don't have this in me. I could be thinking of a different.
No, Dresden File does have 1 trillion books. So even if you're thinking of a different one.
Yeah, no, it is. And I was just like, nope, I don't have that in me. I'm very picky. I am also like, I need this series to not be too many books, because otherwise I'm going to get tuckered out before I finish.
See, Matt's like 16, that's 1 trillion. I'm like 16, I could do that.
Like I can't be sniffing double digits.
I was gonna say a thing and then I forgot what I was gonna say. And now I'm sad. I'm just gonna pout. Oh, it was because you said you're very picky, and I'm like, yeah, he is. I like gave him a recommendation list of I think 5 or 6 different books, and like The Raven Boys was the only one. He was like, yeah, that's the one that looks interesting, so maybe. The Bear and the Nightingale, maybe set in medieval Russia, follows this
trilogy. I'd like to hear that.
A young girl with a connection to the spirit world as she faces supernatural forces threatening her village. Trilogy. Also like sent trilogy. Me all of these recommendations. I'm telling this to Matt since he's writing them down.
Codex Alera. Because I did really like Jim Butcher's writing when I did start the Dresden Files. Like, it was definitely not like a issue with the writing. It was just I knew I didn't have a 16-book series in me.
What if they're Raven? Because they're coming out with another Raven Boys.
Yeah.
I think it's a spinoff. What if that ends up having 16 books, all narrated by Will Patton?
I mean, if they're all Will Patton, I'm there. But no, because, like, I mean, it's going to be a spinoff, though, right?
Yeah, let me check.
So, like, I can accept that.
Boys
because at that point, that's, like, a different... Because isn't there also a prequel?
Yeah, like, there's Opal, at least, and I think...
Yeah.
I think it's, like, just small series and all within the same world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I'm cool with that, because it's just, like, you know, if it's up to... Like, I can stop after book 4 if I want, and I still got, like, a full story.
Okay, so short stories in the Raven Cycle universe include Opal, A Very Declan Christmas, and two short travels taking place around the holidays. One about I will never forgive that Gamzee is spelled Gansey.
I know.
And one about 300 Foxway. So those are short stories, apparently.
That's fun.
And then, so you might get through them in a year.
Challenge accepted.
Richard Gamzee, which is, I guess, Gansey. Even though Will Patton says it with an M, and Will Patton isn't wrong.
Ooh, they're going to be adapted into a series of graphic novels.
Ooh, cool.
The first one coming out in 2025. The Raven Boys Cycle new book. Because it wasn't on that one. You know what? Fuck it. Give me Maggie's wiki, because it should be listed.
Maggie's...
Knifey Stifader, I think it is. Okay, yeah, because there's the Raven Cycle, the Dreamer trilogy, the Shiver trilogy. And yeah, so the Dreamer trilogy, I think, is a spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's set in the same universe. Oh, Ronan is in it. There's some other people, though. So, and then there's also the Shiver trilogy. This one seems unrelated. from the blurbs.
Yeah.
So.
That's interesting that Ronan's in it, though.
I'll take a new trilogy about Ronan. You know, that's my boy.
I feel like a little bit, like, around book 2, she sort of realized, she's like, oh, Ronan's a little bit everyone's favorite character. I think maybe this series should be more and more about him.
It should be about Ronan and Ronan alone.
Because, like, I've noticed, like, in books...
Ronan's...
like,
Boo. I would also like more with his brothers.
Yeah. But no, like, I've noticed, like, in books 3 and 4, I'll be like, oh my god, we haven't seen Blue in a while, and she is supposed to be the main character.
Like, whenever she just, like, she'll disappear and she'll come back, I'm like, oh, yeah.
It's like, oh my god, yeah, Blue's in this.
Blue exists.
Meanwhile, we've had, like, 7 Ronan chapters in a row.
I'm okay with that, though.
I'm not complaining.
The Green Rider series by Christian Britton is another really good fantasy series. It's like 6 books right now. The Magicians by Le Grossman. It tells the story of Quentin Coldwater, a young man who discovers and attends a secret college of magic in New York. Trilogy as well. Oh, I watched the Netflix series on this. I was like, Quentin Coldwater, that sounds really familiar. Not, you know, the title The Magicians, which is also the title of the show. No, it was Quentin's name. Matt, you have me looking through my book. for books
Just like
now.
throwing books off the shelf.
Just like, which one? All right, so we should do our second sprint.
Yes.
We appreciate all the book recommendations. You can keep them coming. And we'll
Thank you
see
all.
you in 20. Matt, would you like to count us down?
Sure. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, hello, we're back.
I wasn't Charlie that time.
You were not. Oh. So how did everyone do that sprint? I filled out some things, talked more. My husband came in to say goodnight. I now realize I have to set up several documents for my critique group. So
I began the creation of a second character.
Nice.
This one should be easier because I don't have to worry about spells.
Oh yeah.
He's just a big, beefy barbarian that the party's got to beat up.
I love barbarians though. That's gonna be fun for them. They are notoriously hard to beat up.
This is going to be a really hard combat for them.
Oh no.
Because he's also a werewolf. And they're going to learn that the hard way.
Oh, werewolf barbarian? Did you make him for them for me? I think you made
I was just like, I'm making this for them, but really I'm making this for Sam.
Name them Sam. That's just
Sam is actually in his name. And I didn't come up with his name.
I don't care, it was fate.
It is Skamos, but if you get rid of that K, it's Samos.
Get rid of the K.
I go Samos, and they're like, his name is Skamos, and I'm like,
not anymore.
Not anymore. He dropped the K. He didn't like it.
Silent K.
Yeah. Come on, guys. Everyone knows silent Ks. Every kiss begins with them.
I mean, no has a silent K. It's a thing.
Oh yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, I guess silent Ks are there sometimes. That stupid KN.
Bella said, did about 250 words before needing to stop to make dinner. That's fair. Yeah, like knowing, no, needing.
Yeah. All right.
Granted, SKs, I don't think ever have silent Ks, but that's fine.
That's fine.
More book recommendations. The First Girl Child by... Okay.
Where's my pencil? Not yet. I have to get my D&D pencil.
I always lose mine in my hair, so...
Oh. First
Girl Child by Amy Harmon is good, based on old Viking mythology with a twist. I'm more interested in it. An Ember in the Ashes by Sabatahir is really good, completed at 4 books. RP thinks. RP finished buying stuff for the greenhouse. Nice. Sounds terrifying as a DM.
Yeah, I mean, it's a level 7 party, so like they're not scrubs anymore.
They're halfway to legendary.
Yeah.
Rewriting Act 1 instead of finish the draft because the structure was terrible and made Act 2 messed up like a domino effect. I mean, that's fair. But, that saves you a lot of work later. So.
Yeah.
I hope the rewriting went well. Kelly got ready for bed. Hold on. Middle child. How much longer is your gaming time? Okay. Because you shower first today. What do you mean no? Is it not? Oh, it's Monday. That's right. You, go shower. My children have like specific hair washing days, and the one who does the hair washing goes first because when they all had the same hair washing day, we had a hot water problem.
Yeah. Oh, I remember growing up with two siblings, the hot water wars.
So we've just shifted it. Recently, my daughter has been like, can I wash my hair every day? And I'm like, no, you'll damage your hair. But we can add a second hair washing day because you can wash your hair 2 to 3 times a week. We started with one because they used to hate washing their hair. So I was like, let's start with one and we're good. And like for clarity, my children do take showers every day. It's just hair washing.
Yeah, the hair washing. No, I as a kid and to this day absolutely love baths. I love a good bath, and it was always funny as a kid. I would just like start up the bath because I'd be like I'm feeling a bath. Start up the bath, and then immediately just boom, 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 boom. No, I have to take a shower. Like get out. No bathroom.
Yeah, growing up in a house with it was technically it was 5 females and 2 males, and 3 of us like all hit puberty around the same time. So then it was like it's we would like go around and it was like, have you showered? Have you showered? Have you showered? And like after everybody else has showered, it's like, I am taking the bathroom for the next 2 hours. And then if anybody needs to pee, let me know. I'm getting ready to start a space D&D campaign over the summer, so that's going to be fun. My mother is playing a damn Space Monkey character. That sounds awesome, though.
I am also going to, probably not even this year, but me and the other person in the friend group that DMs, we sat down and planned out the next like several campaigns that we're going to DM. And one of them is a space one, and I'm really excited for that one because I'm going to be playing a artificer for the first time.
That sounds so much fun.
Little halfling artificer.
Kelly's book recommendation is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. It's very charming and wholesome. And then LaFay said, never read House in the Cerulean Sea, but T.J. Klune is one of LaFay's favorite authors, so they'll check that out too.
Nice.
I'm loving all the book recommendations. It's like this is a writing channel.
What?
It can't be.
Crazy.
The way some people talk, you'd think I was a food channel.
Who could that be? CB, come on.
It's funny because the other day in the server we started like talking about food recipes, and then we started exchanging recipes, especially since I discovered Mimi is also a chocolate connoisseur, and I was like, here's so many good chocolate recipes, and she's like, Sam, and I'm like, I found out you love chocolate, I can't help it. Also, lava salt is the best salt on this planet.
I love lava salt.
Why did you keep this information from me?
I thought you knew about lava salt.
No,
I didn't.
Yeah.
See? So Fox sent us this like assorted chocolates thing, and one of the chocolate bars was like Icelandic lava salt. And let me tell you, but like I didn't see the word lava at first. My brain just went L and A, so it was like sea salt. I don't know why the L and A and lava would. Anyway, dyslexia, it's a fun time. So I was like, okay, so it's gonna be Icelandic sea salt, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I get to see like how the sea salt in that part of the world tastes versus our part. It was so drastically different, though. I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, but eventually decided it was the best salt in the world. And then I read the package, and it was like lava salt, and I was like,
how do you get lava salt?
I don't know.
I mean, it's just sodium.
I would imagine it's gonna have something to do with lava making contact with the sea.
Evaporated in pools to leave sea salt behind. Crushed black lava and activated black charcoal are added for color.
Oh, so it's just.
Oh, that's Hawaiian lava salt. What about
that's the sea salt that's the lava salt I have is Hawaiian black lava salt.
The Hawaiian one?
Yeah, that's what I have.
I mean, it might be the same thing, but I just would like to.
I would imagine it's probably at least pretty similar. But yeah,
The
it's one of those. I
Arctic
have a
waters are transported into open salt pans where the water is heated, and as evaporation occurs, crispy flakes form.
Yeah, it's one of those. I have just a small little container of it, so I use it very sparingly. I mostly do it whenever I cook. I save it for like if I'm cooking a meat that is white, like a scallop, for example, or a piece of fish. That's when I'll do it because it's like you get the deliciousness and also you get that color contrast.
Good to know.
Yeah, mostly scallops. That's mostly when I bust out the lava salt.
I just know, like, my oldest is
But
now
it is
like
delicious.
also like head over heels for it too, because like when it was like a chocolate bar with 10 sections, right?
Mhm.
And so we each got 2 pieces, and then when it was done there was, you know, some salt left over in the wrapper, and I offered it to my oldest and he licked the whole wrapper, and I'm like,
So speaking of salt, my partner's nephew, technically my nephew too, he's addicted to salt.
Yeah.
mhm.
He's this pint-sized little human, and when he asks, "Nana, can I put salt?" She gives him the salt shaker, and he's just dumping the whole salt on his food.
Me and my siblings when we were kids, my parents had a salt grinder, so it's like you put the big piece of like rock salt into the grinder and then you grind. We would work together to sneak into the top cabinet where the big pieces of rock salt were kept, and then sneak pieces of rock salt to just suck on.
My baby sister used to bring like the salt container, the one with the, I think it's girl with an umbrella logo,
Yeah.
into our bedroom, and then like while she was watching stuff and so she just would pour it in her hand and eat it.
Yep. You lick your hand, then pour the salt into it so it sticks. Lick again, pour and lick. Yeah.
Have you ever had like salt on apple slices?
Yes.
I don't know that I've ever had it on apple.
It like produces this weird, I don't want to say burning, but that's like the closest word I can
It's like kind of
think.
savory.
I really like
Yeah. Well,
you know
no,
what
I mean like the taste is savory. The taste is like great, because especially if you do it with sweet apples.
Yeah.
But then like I mean the feeling of the salt in the apple juice mixing on your tongue, it just produces this weird sensation. And as a kid, I was more into that sensation than the flavor.
taste.
I was like, this
Yeah.
is weird. I love it.
No, I'm a
No,
big
food is-
salt on watermelon fan.
Bella grew up with 5 kids total, 2 parents and 1 grandparent with only 1 shower. Me being the only kid to not do spots ended up not showering much. I was like, I will not shower with cold water. That's fair.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Me and all my siblings, we were all in multiple sports, so just so many showers.
And occasionally my sisters and I would in the winter when we all wanted hot water, we would just like hop in real quick together. It's like showers running, go.
Yeah.
When
we were younger, it was a lot of like bath. All of you, get in there.
Life is far too short for bad chocolate. It's fair. The 7 Realms novel by Cinda Williams Chima is really good too. Not gonna lie, RP, you're an MVP for trying to keep us back on writerly topics, and also I was so certain this was gonna be some weird 7 Realms salt. I was like the 7 Realms. I'm like, is this a new type of salt that I need to be aware of?
Yeah, the 7 Realms. No, in my in my journey for salt, I would eat like I said, watermelon with salt was really good. Get a big like beefsteak tomato and eat it like an apple, and just salt each individual bite. A big celery stalk with Salt and pepper, that was a popular snack.
I'm Hispanic. We salted everything.
That's fair. I do disagree with this. I do think Hershey makes some good products, but also it is very like low end quality chocolate, especially compared to other chocolates. And don't quote me on this for legal reasons. I am unsure if this is still true, but I do remember that at some point, part of the reason that like our chocolates, like American chocolates, stopped really being considered chocolate by like literally anywhere else is because chocolate companies would add sawdust to like fill out the chocolate, so that, like essentially just watering down chocolate with things like sawdust and a couple other things. And so like it was like a percentage of the chocolate was not actual chocolate. But like the fibers and stuff were so fine that like people couldn't tell unless they knew. And I think Hershey's was one of the ones that did it for a while, but I could be mistaken. But like because of that, I was very suspicious of all chocolate for a while. Yes, Seven Realms salt. It goes through every major member of the British Empire, where it picks up local flavors from each stop.
Nice.
That would be one bomb spice by the end. Seven Realms salt would be easily marketable to D&D and fantasy. Oh, that's true though. Well, put it in the list. The list of things we'll never make. Not at all chaotic. We are staying very topical. We're now discussing the Seven Realms salt.
Yeah, before you got here, it was
by the Seven Realms book.
Tax reform and infrastructure discussions.
Seven Realms salt would be sprinkled in a circle around your dice to protect them from the demons that haunt them. Just no natural one demons here. You do, however, disproportionately roll the number 7, even on D6s. Just a singular D6, just a 7th side appears. Excuse me. All right. Going to our final timer. Sorry, one of the recommended things on my videos is Japanese 80s city pop playlist, and I'm like,
yo,
what now?
Sounds sick.
Open that in a new tab. I'll check that out later.
Hell yeah.
Then I should have been here early to fix that. It's fair. List of things we'll never make bet. That's fair. Bella might make it. Coming to Bella's Etsy shop. Seven Realms salt.
It's the saltiest.
Nothing saltier.
Just put it as a logo and stuff on some of the planner pages. And then, like, only people who are at this stream specifically will get the reference. But there will still be people who buy it. Because they will be like, that sounds awesome. 7 realms of salt, because I can be salty and petty in 7 worlds. All right. Are we ready for our final sprint of the night?
Ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. And we're back, everybody. I forget how weird it sounds to have my headset and my earbuds in until I start talking, and then I'm like, ah. My book is getting very good, engrossing. I also realized there was nothing else I could do while I was on stream and listening to the book, so I just started solving my mysteries while I listened to the book. So
Nice.
I went over my chapter that I wrote and hopefully makes sense.
I almost finished the werewolf barbarian and then realized he might be a little too strong and I might need to dial him back a little bit so as to not kill everyone.
well, werewolves and barbarians are both separately notoriously durable, so
Yeah. I forgot that about the whole when you're raging you're resistant to everything. And I'm like, oh, and he's got a lot of hit points too.
Barbarians are tanks,
Which then again, on the other hand, he's all they're gonna be fighting is that just dogpile on werewolf barbarian.
Oh, how hard does he hit though?
He hit like a truck.
Can they take
I'm gonna be like, hey,
many truck hits?
I need to text everyone and be like, hey, what's your AC and HP? Because how do you feel about taking 45 damage in a turn? Will that kill you immediately? I don't know how squishy you guys are.
At level 7? Hold on.
I think some of them it would one shot, others would get to live.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Level 7 D&D HP. Let's go for a cleric. If I remember correctly, they're on average 21.
21 what?
For HP for a cleric.
At level 7?
At level 7, the average for... I mean, this is without modifiers. This is with a con modifier of 1. Barbarian, it says, is 29. Druid, 21.
Barbarians are getting a D12 of hit points every level.
Yeah. So, sorry, this says 3. Hold on.
I was gonna say, I'm like,
There you
a barbarian's starting at 15 at level 1.
Sorry, it's 61 for the barbarian is the average. 45 for the bard. Cleric is also 45 average. Yeah. Same with druid. I mean, it would still one shot. Yeah. Potentially if they had really bad HP rolls.
Yeah.
Fighter 53. Monk 45. Paladin 53.
It's the damn multi-attack too that barbarians get. Just
Sorcerer 37.
Sorcerer just gets wiped immediately.
And Wizard 37. Everybody else's average was 45-ish, but not our squeezies. Ty got 761 words. Really wanted to put 762 in multiple comments. I mean, fair. RP bought themselves the books they need to get the irrigation certificate over the summer. Awesome. I read and did mysteries and made sure my children are upstairs doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, well, if everyone is okay with it, I would like to go ahead and wrap us up because I really have to pee.
Feel that.
Let's wrap it up.
No.
Are we gonna do a flip?
Yeah, I'm trying. It's not cooperating.
I was gonna say you're frozen on my screen.
Yeah, same.
There I am.
Yeah.
All right.
I accidentally
goodbye.
exited out of Milanote and it got its vengeance by
Oh.
like not letting StreamYard do anything.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Matt Hollon. I'm a dark fantasy author working on my debut dark fantasy novel. I am also the author of the pirate short story, The White Harvester. It's available for purchase in Sasha Black's The Rebel Diaries anthology alongside 12 other fantastic short stories. It's available on Amazon and all those other book purchasing websites. There's links down below. And with those links, you can also find links to my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Feel free to follow me on any of those. And then catch me here about twice a month.
Hello, I am Raphael. I go by Writer Needs Sleep because I constantly need sleep and I love coffee, so.
And I am writing Mom Smith El Nasa. On my channel, I talk about writer things, parent things, and writer-parent things. I host live streams like this on Mondays where we, have a good time and try to get some of our stuff done. If you would like to read samples of my writing, you can go to smithelnasset.com where I have 2 short fictions up completely for free for your reading pleasure. And if you would like to join my writing community at my Discord, you can do so by going to my Ko-fi and joining the $1 membership tier.
Give him money. Sorry.
We're all very tired today.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us and, having a good time. Enjoyed all your recommendations and salt love. And we will see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.